Right in Rockville.
Up next on The Bottom Line, Governor Hogan visits Rockville to talk economic development.
We've put together, I think, the most aggressive incentive package in the country.
We'll tell you what you need to know about the invasive lanternfly.
So it's a multi-phase problem. It's going to affect many of our landscape trees, much of our timber. It's going to affect hops, beer.
And working like a dog. The newest deputy at the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department who's getting rave reviews.
Because so many people that come in this building are in crisis, we just felt there was so much of a need that the comfort dog, the facility dog, could really make a difference.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Susan Kennedy. Governor Larry Hogan was in Montgomery County recently to sign a package of Amazon incentive bills and also legislation that calls for dedicated funding for Metro. But before heading back to Annapolis, the governor made a stop in downtown Rockville to meet with leaders there to talk about the city's future. Governor Larry Hogan was joined by Councilmember Sidney Katz, Rockville Mayor Bridget Newton, and County Executive Ike Leggett for a walking tour of the Stone Street corridor in downtown Rockville.
This is literally one block off from 355.
The city would like to make the corridor an arts and culture destination.
If somebody came in from another country, another part of the country, and they just looked at an aerial photograph and said, where would we want to do something? It'd be like right here with Amtrak, with Metro, right in Rockville.
However, Montgomery County Public Schools occupies 11 acres on Stone Street with a textbook depository and storage trailers.
It doesn't look like a lot of activity going on, and somebody said a lot of these trailers have been here for 20 years and they got old books and stuff. I mean, what is the real need to keep this stuff here?
Well, some of
they just trash it all.
Well, it's not a situation where you can just trash everything that's in those trailers. We do use some of those trailers.
But I mean, if it's valuable stuff, it wouldn't be sitting in these trailers.
Officials would like to see MCPS relocate those trailers to make way for a more welcoming, eclectic community, even using the old Lincoln School as a community center.
So look at this old school bell from probably from 1935.
And it's pretty sad to see what is being used here. I mean, this is a couple blocks from Metro, and to have trailers that have been parked in here for many years. I mean, we kept joking, right here is the Heckinger trailer, and Heckinger's has been out of business in this area for decades. So why are we doing it this way? And it's an opportunity for everybody, for Montgomery County Public Schools, for the city of Rockville, for the Montgomery County, and for the state, obviously, that we all come together and figure out a better way to do this.
Governor Hogan took time to listen to community members.
Sounds like you're the one that's getting the whole community involved, huh?
Hopefully. And get his picture taken.
That's where we should be taking a picture, actually.
Yeah, let's do that.
At the entrance of historic Lincoln Park.
And it was very nice that he recognized the historic community of Lincoln Park. I mean, he made certain that he got a picture taken next to the sign. He understood while he was here that this community is a community that has thrived for many generations, but it needs an additional help. And something like this is that additional help.
A lot of people from the community were here to also share their comments.
The governor at the back of that trailer
He's open.
That chair probably wasn't in his schoolroom like the last 30 years.
Yeah.
And the process of how the city is going through the Stone Street plan and working to build something that will be an enhancement to the community.
Prior to his stop in Rockville, the governor signed a package of Amazon incentive bills designed to lure the corporation and its H2Q project to Montgomery County, adding even more relevance to his visit to Stone Street.
I think we're in really good position. The county executive and I, we had a great discussion with the Amazon folks, and everybody's pulling in the same direction. It's a fantastic place for Amazon to locate, and we've got everything that they're looking for, and we've put together, I think, the most aggressive incentive package in the country. And it's not done yet. We've done everything possible to make it happen, and we sure are hopeful that we can land those jobs.
The state of Maryland is poised for an invasion of epic proportions this spring, and officials tell us to be prepared. This pest is capable of millions of dollars in damage. At first glance, the spotted lanternfly almost looks pretty.
I mean,
That's
really,
gorgeous,
if you
isn't
look
it?
at it, it's really kind of a pretty.
It is.
A pretty bug.
But don't be fooled.
No reports of them in Maryland yet.
This leaf-hopping pest recently overran parts of Pennsylvania and will more than likely be making its appearance in Maryland within the next few weeks.
It's a plant hopper, which means in its immature stage, it doesn't have the ability to fly, so it hops from plant to plant.
The lanternfly is native to China, Japan, and Vietnam. It made its way to the United States 3 years ago when a shipment of stone arrived in Pennsylvania with lanternfly eggs attached.
That is the adult female laying eggs.
Oh, okay.
It feeds on several host plants, reproduces quickly, and has no known natural predators here.
This is a sucking insect, so it likes to go and it likes to suck the sap out of a tree. This leaves wounds. These wounds then attract other insects to it, typically stinging type insects, which around the home, the landscape, might be problematic. So it's a multi-phase problem. It's going to affect many of our landscape trees, much of our timber, they're concerned. It's going to affect hops, beer. Ah, yes, the new crop, it's going to affect hops.
Lanternflies develop in stages.
Starts off as a black and white nymph as it hatches, and then it adds in some red splotching to it.
And when it reaches adulthood, the lanternfly looks like a colorful moth. However, the bug feasts on grapes, peaches, and timber trees.
It has been shown to potentially decrease the sugar content in our fruit by as much as 50%. So our fruit growers have another round of invasives to pay attention to. They're just really getting the brown marmorated stink bug totally under control, and now we have this. So there's grave concern over this.
The insect tends to favor the tree of heaven or ailanthus tree. Experts are trying to come up with ways to eliminate the pest by systematically treating the trees that will kill the insect once it starts to suck the sap. And be on the lookout for the egg masses that show up on tree trunks and other hard surfaces.
One of the easiest things to do is to take something sharp or hard and scrape the egg mass off into a plastic bag and then add either some hand sanitizer or some alcohol to make sure we've killed it and then seal it up. That way you've got something that we can then follow through on and say, okay, this is or this is not. We don't want to alarm people, but we want to make sure that we are truly looking for any potential of these showing up.
So what should you do if you think you've spotted one of these invaders? Schuster says take a picture of it and contact the University of Maryland Extension Office. When we heard the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department had added a therapy dog to its canine unit, we knew we had to meet this four-legged deputy. And in this next story, you will see what we found was this girl is providing all kinds of puppy love.
Hey, Lacey, how are you?
Meet Lacey, the newest recruit in the Montgomery County Sheriff Department. This 4-year-old Labrador Retriever won't be fighting crime. She's tasked with an important job as the department's first therapy dog to bring comfort and a smile to someone who might be having a bad day.
Because so many people that come in this building are in crisis, it's very difficult. You know, a lot of times people come in, they're victims of crimes. They could be the actual defendants in crimes. A lot of children come in this building, and we just felt there was so much of a need that the comfort dog, the facility dog, could really make a difference.
Christine Vega is Lacey's handler. They've been a team now for about 6 months. At one time, she thought about being a canine officer, but it wouldn't have worked with her lifestyle. However, when the opportunity to work with a therapy dog came to her attention, she knew she needed to take action.
So when you found out that you'd been chosen to be her handler and you met her, tell me how that went down.
So it was fabulous. It was the day before Thanksgiving, so Thanksgiving Eve, and I got the news that I had been selected. And Sergeant Stanton said, well, you can wait until the weekend or Monday to come meet Lacey and pick her up. And I said, well, let's go get her tonight.
And so literally, this is the first night of that's how Lacey just wanted the love.
And I fell in love with her. She came up and was right in my arms, her head on my shoulder, and it was like we had been together forever.
And that's the picture she sent me.
Sergeant Stanton is Joe Stanton.
I can release the dog to come to me to help.
He is the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office K-9 Unit Supervisor.
Come.
He said when Sheriff Popkin entrusted him with finding the right dog for the job, he had to step outside of his comfort zone.
It was something new for the sheriff's office and for a trainer. From my perspective as a police dog trainer, it was something different for me. So I had to go out and look for kind of a different type of dog that I'm used to searching for. Patrol dogs are generally really, really high energy dogs. And I needed a dog that was going to be calm in pretty much any scenario. That she could exactly like this.
Like this?
Yes.
She's friendly. This is Lacey.
Lacey was donated to the Sheriff's Department to provide unconditional love and affection to victims and their family members who come to the courthouse on a daily basis. This gentle-faced canine responds to visitors with genuine acceptance.
So, like a therapy dog. So that's what she's here for. Just for everybody to pet and say hi to. You guys have a good day.
And for those who meet Lacey, it's hard to deny the comfort, the warm welcome and kisses she delivers during stressful times.
Sergeant Vega could literally be busy all day long providing that sort of comfort level with Lacey on a daily basis because there really is that demand and that need. And we have one thing that we did here in Circuit Court was opened up what we call Kid Spot, and it's a actual daycare center that so the children don't have to go into court and witness some of the awful things that are going on potentially with family. And those kids get to be exposed also to the comfort dog on a daily basis as well.
So we've had several incidents where she has intervened with a child. One was right when we first got her. There was a panic alarm coming from our family division. Two parents were going through a custody dispute and they had their 12-year-old daughter with them. And I responded to the alarm and I saw the little girl there and she was crying and upset, and we moved her over into Kid Spot and she got to interact with Lacey, and it was like she had forgotten everything she had witnessed between her parents.
The simplicity of the human-dog bond is what makes this canine connection so powerful. It's a kinship that has also made an impact on staff at the courthouse.
With the people coming through the courthouse, it doesn't matter which side of the law you're on. They light up when they see Lacey, and they come over and they want to pet her, and then they ask questions and they want to know what she's used for, and they interact with her. So it's a positive experience for the public.
It's what pretty much goes on when Lacey is here in the lobby.
With our office, it is interesting to see grown men, deputy sheriffs, interact with Lacey because they become a different person. They get excited, they're like, "Where's Lacey?" and come over and love on her. So it's just a great thing all around. And in the courthouse, the employees will stop me and say, "Where's Lacey? Can you come to our floor? Can you come to my office?" I went on vacation for a week and a half, and that's all they asked about was Lacey. Where is she and when can she come back?
How are you today?
She's great. Happy it's Friday.
And Lacey and Sergeant Vega just bring an air of magic, and it makes a difference in people's lives.
Though it may not look like Lacey works like a dog,
I know you're working hard.
The impact on those she meets is positively heartwarming. Well, that wraps up this edition of The Bottom Line. For County Cable Montgomery, I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for watching.
The gubernatorial primary election is almost here. Election Day is June 26. Follow these practical tips. Familiarize yourself with the voting system. Review your sample ballot and bring it with you to use as a guide. You must be registered to vote on Election Day, and you must vote in your home precinct. Your sample ballot shows you where your polling place is. Visit our website, 777vote.org, for more information. Remember, your time, your voice, your vote.
Did you know that your home can receive an energy checkup? Similar to our bodies needing a medical checkup to determine our health,
using too much energy,
your home can use a checkup to see whether it's wasting energy,
the next little motor
has leaks,
it's good not to have any air leaks,
and is costing you money. To schedule a quick home energy checkup, call your utility supplier. Best of all, it's at no additional cost to you. For more energy-saving tips, head over to mygreenmontgomery.org.